This is my old H198 LED light from Aputure. And today, we're gonna upgrade it. Let's get undone. Gerald Undone. He's crazy. What is happening, everybody? I'm Gerald Undone, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about LED lights because I'm going to be upgrading the H198 today. Now, the H198, this one here, is a good little light. It's okay. I really like Aputure's lights. I'm shooting on one right now. There's a bigger Aputure light right there, and I like them. I think they have great value and a lot of cool stuff. Now, this one's okay. It's got a couple drawbacks to it. You know, it's not the brightest light in the world. When it's on full power, it looks like about that. So sure, I mean, it's bright enough to be like a fill light in some situations, and you can definitely use it for like some accent stuff, but as a key light, it's a little bit lacking in certain scenarios for sure. Battery-wise, it's a bit of a problem. Right now, I'm powering it off of a big Sony battery, but underneath that is a tray where you can put in 6 AA batteries. That's a lot of battery. That's a lot of AA batteries, and it chews through them pretty quickly. So I don't. My biggest problem with it really is that power situation, and that's why I was excited about Aputure's replacement. I guess sort of like the successor to this light, the AL-F7. Now the F7's been out for a little while, but I was waiting for the right time to get it, and that was today because it was on sale at my local camera store for like $20 off. And also I'm selling this one on Kijiji today, so it kind of works out to where I'm not really displacing much cash. Kijiji, for those of you who don't know, is kind of like Canadian Craigslist or something. Do they have Kijiji in the rest of the world? I don't know. I don't think they do. I think it's Canadian only. Anyway, so what is the AL-F7 and why is it better? I'm pretty excited about this light, so I want to show you what it's all about. So this is the AL-F7. Well, this is the case for it. Similarly to the H198, Aputure usually gives you nice little, you know, zipped up tote bags that come with it to carry all of your accessories. This one includes a USB cable. This is one of the awesome points of why I was excited for the F7. I'll get to that in just one second. It comes with a ball and socket head, just like the H198 did, but they've upped their ball and socket head. This is like heavy. It's metal. It feels like you could hold like a mirrorless camera on it. It's really, really nice little ball and socket to just be included because you can order those things for $20, $30 on their own. You've got a little 1/4 inch to 3/8 inch adapter, and then you've got the light. Now the light comes with a couple different diffusion panels, but no CTOs because this is a color changing light. It has, like, you can dial in the temperature. Now the H198 also has a color changing variant, but I didn't go for it originally because they usually have less power than the ones that have a static color temperature. So this one doesn't come with CTOs. It just comes with sort of a small amount of diffusion and a heavy amount of diffusion panel. But this is what the light looks like. And what's great about it is it still takes the Sony batteries, so you can still pop one of those on like this. And they've improved their, Aputure's kind of been famous for having kind of difficult battery sockets where you like can't really get them out. I don't know why, because they make some pretty cool stuff, but they never really thought of just a really quick and easy release button. But now this one has it, so that's a nice little upgrade. The overall build quality feels better. It feels smaller and more compact, but it's actually more powerful than the H198, so they definitely packed more into a tighter little body, but it feels like it could take more of a beating. And then the beauty of it here is that it has a USB Type-C connection on it, as well as D-Tap, by the way, for those of you that are interested. It also has a D-Tap connection, but I don't really mess with D-Tap that much. But everybody's got USB stuff. So USB Type-C connection comes with a standard USB cable. And then if you have something like this, like a power bank, a USB power bank, you can plug the USB cable into the power bank. And now you can use your light like this. I'll turn it on so you can see. Make sure it's not too bright so I don't kill you guys. So now you can use the light with just on USB power. And instead of the power bank, you could plug it in any 2 amp adapter. So if you had like a tablet and it came with a 2 amp wall adapter for your tablet, you can plug the USB into that, and then you have constant power just on AC power. But USB power banks are typically a lot cheaper and have higher capacity than the batteries that you would buy for your cameras or like the Sony. For instance, these Sony, you know, this is the 970. If you bought one of these from Sony, like the branded one, they're like $150 or something like that. They're expensive. So, you know, power banks now, you can get $30. You can get a power bank that has like 2x, 3x, 4x the capacity of a 970 battery. And it just takes USB, which is pretty sweet. Now you can't just plug this USB in your computer, probably won't work because your computer won't output 2 amps. But anything that will put out 2 amps, you can jazz it up with. And then beyond that, when you set it to 5500K, I actually think the center point for this one is 5600, but power-wise, when you're right in the middle, so can you see, if I turn it down, can you see the 2 different colored bulbs? well, they're not bulbs, but they're LEDs, but there's like blue ones and orange ones. I don't know how well you can see that. When you're running it at completely warm, which would be like 3200, or completely cool, which I think on this one is like 90, how high does it go? Yeah, 9500 Kelvin. Then as you can see, we're only using half of the lights. So that power is going to be reduced. But when we put it in the middle, which is 55 or 5600K, the tests on their website, the specs are at 5500, but they say that 5600 is the brightest one. So at 5500K, this one outputs 5500 lux at half a meter away, at 100%. So it looks something like this. This is going to be really bright. So that's the 5500 lux. The H198 outputs 3430 lux. So this one is almost 50% brighter at the same color temperature. And something else that's cool about the power is you can actually dial this light down in 1% increments all the way down to 1% power. So from 1% all the way to 100%. Often the lights like the H198, it only goes down to I think 10% and it jumps around. It's like 10, 14, 18, 22. So it's, I mean, I don't know how important that is, but it's kind of cool that you can like really dial it in. And it just uses a single knob. You can change the temperature or change the power that way. And then there's a on-off switch. So you can power with USB continually forever if you have the AC adapter or however long your power banks are. You can use the Sony batteries if you want. Now, there's separate power systems. So I'm almost 100% positive that if you plug a Sony battery in and then also connect it to the wall or use the power bank, I don't think you can charge the Sony battery via USB. I don't think that's going to work like that. You need to have like a higher, you need to have like 7.4 volts or something like, yeah, 7.4 volts. And since USB is only 5 volts, and you're not going to be able to provide the right voltage or current in order to correctly charge the Sony battery. So they're just different power sources, but there's no charging going on. Some websites that sell this light say USB charging. There's no USB charging. There's no battery inside of the light. That's not a thing. But the amount of power supply options are fantastic. D-tap, USB, Sony batteries. You don't got to monkey around with AA's. Love it. It's lighter, it's smaller. You got quarter 20 threads on 3 different positions on the light, so you can mount it in all kinds of different ways. It's brighter at the daylight temperatures, and it has variable color, and it comes with 2 diffusers. It is fantastic. Now, it does cost a little bit more than H198. I think retail for me, these prices are changing quite a bit now that there's multiple products out, but I think originally it was like $110 for the H198 Canadian, and this one was like $150. So you're looking probably about 40 to 50% more. But it's not breaking the bank. It's not a huge amount more. So I would say for a lot of you guys out there, because I know you watch a lot of my lighting stuff, if you're looking for what's like, you know, a really good value single light that I can use for a lot of purposes, I think this is it. I think this is the best bang for the buck, multi-purpose, multi-function, multi-powered, just sort of like this is my all-around beater, small compact light, the AL-F7 from Aputure. It is fantastic. I'm in love with this light. So I just wanted to make this quick little video. I hope it was quick. I don't know how long I've been running. To let you guys know about this light because I'm pretty pumped about it. I think it's great. And now I got to go sell my H198 to recoup a little bit of the cost that I spent on this to make a gravy. Because now it's like, oh, it didn't even cost me that much. If you guys are looking at one, you should check out now because I think they're on sale for a little while. So you can save 20 bucks that way too. Anyway, hope you found this video informative or entertaining. And if you did, make sure you leave it the old thumbs up. But if you did not find it informative or entertaining, feel free to hit the dislike button twice. All right, I'm done.